Exactly 4 years ago, I built my first ever premium keyboard. It was a Switch Couture Alice, which I don't use anymore. But the Alice layout has a special place in my heart. I always liked the layout and I always liked how it looked. Which is why I'm really excited to start today's video. Today I have the Vanny Alice with me. It's the latest release by whatever studio. This board just made me fall in love with Alice keyboards all over again. So let's get started with the case. It's fully made from aluminum and weighs around 2 kilograms. They have 8 different color options and the one I have is in the blue variant. Now, for the main design features, we have this small little butterfly badge at the front. It's made from copper with a mirror finish and it also has outer glow to enhance its visual charm. Now, at the back of this board, we have a very beautiful butterfly in the center. I don't know about you guys, but this looks amazing. The idea of a butterfly and a split keyboard, like 2 wings, butterfly, it goes together so well. To add on to that, we have these cuts to make it look very angular and it's shaped somewhat like a butterfly silhouette, which I think brings it all together, makes it very cohesive. Just based off the case itself, it gives us a very elegant vibe, a very premium vibe to the board. But now it's time for the build. For the case, we have a screwless design. So you know the drill, the ball catch system. It's one of my favorite features that is found on custom keyboards. To start things off, we're gonna start with our PCB. The one I have is a 1.2mm flex cut PCB. They also do have a 1.6mm Redoubt flex cuts. But in terms of specs, it is pretty standard. We have the 5-pin hot swap sockets. For plate, the default one is an FR4 plate. They have optional add-ons for a polycarbonate and aluminum plate. But we do have 3 different mounting styles. We have the typical silicone gasket mount, the O-ring mount, and the bean mount. So based on your own preferences and how much flex you want on your board, you can just choose which mounting you would want to use. For the first build, I decided to try the board with all the foam installed. Paired with the FJ400 switches, it's a 5-pin linear switch with a poppy sound profile. And I actually didn't realize this until I was building in the board that the USB port is actually in a vertical orientation, which I find a little weird. I'm not a fan of this choice of a vertical USB port because I use a cord cable, so it doesn't sit well. But yeah, to finish the build, I threw on the Osume Winter Glow set and fully built, it looks absolutely amazing. So here's how it sounds. In terms of sound profile, it is actually pretty balanced. Even with the PE foam installed, it doesn't have that typical PE foam sound to it. It isn't very like marbly or creamy whatsoever. I feel like it's pretty balanced. It isn't exactly talky, it isn't exactly poppy, it just sounds balanced. As for the foamless build, the board did handle it pretty well. I wouldn't say it sounds clacky either, it just sounds very light. So based on your own preferences, if you like a certain one that you hear, then maybe you can try out different combinations. As for the typing experience, overall it's a very comfortable typing experience because Alice layout is very ergonomic and I really enjoy typing on Alice keyboards. But in terms of mounting, my personal pick is the O-ring mount. In my opinion, I think the O-ring mount is the most balanced one between the 3. If you want the most flex, I would say the bean mount gives the most flex, and for the most stability, you would go with the silicone gasket mount. But with the O-ring mount, I feel like it provides for a subtle amount of flex but still has the stability that I would prefer. And yes, it is pretty niche, but in terms of design, I feel like it's pretty up there. The butterfly weight looks really good, the whole design is very cohesive and it really gives off that premium vibe to it. If you see this keyboard on the table or at a keyboard meetup, I feel like you would be drawn to it. So if you're interested, this was the Vanny Alice. Maybe you have some extra budget from red packets during the Lunar New Year, or maybe you just really wanted to try an Alice layout for a very long time. And you like the design. You have to like the design if you want to get this board. I personally feel like the design is the key point or the key selling point to this Alice. But aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Japan vlog is coming very soon. It's a 48-minute video. It took me very long to edit, but I'm really excited to release that. Subscribe if you enjoyed my content, comment your thoughts on the keyboard down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.